Source Day! We learned a lot of new words today. Let's try to make some sentences. Let's go over the new words we learned. KAGNYOM, MITT, CHOOL CHET, AAT, BAAT, and CHAAH. Remember, KAGNYOM means I or me. In Khmer, you don't have to reference yourself if you're talking, so if you want to, you can. Some people do it out of habit, and some people just don't do it at all. But here, since we're learning Khmer words, we're going to use the word KAGNYOM going forward to reference ourself, me, or I. Plus, it's more natural for English speaker to say I in sentences. So let's see what kind of simple sentences we can make with the word KAGNYOM. How about KAGNYOM plate? Can you say KAGNYOM plate? What does that mean? It means I forgot. How about plate KAGNYOM? Can you say plate KAGNYOM? What does that mean? It means someone forgot me. They forgot me. Let's try a bigger sentence. How about KAGNYOM lieng dai? Can you say KAGNYOM lieng dai? What does that mean? It means I washed my hands. I'm washing my hands. Ooh, I see a really big sentence. You want to try it? How about KAGNYOM chong lieng dai tik tiet? Can you say KAGNYOM chong lieng dai tik tiet? What does that mean? It means I want to wash my hands a little later. Or I want to wash my hands a little more. Okay, I know you guys are very smart and can make a whole bunch of sentences on your own with the word KAGNYOM. You can also go to all the videos about making sentences and rewatch them and add the word KAGNYOM in front of it for practice. I really hope you watch the old videos and add the word KAGNYOM in front of each sentence. It really helps you remember Khmer sentences and so that you can use it in real life. Okay, now we are done with the word KAGNYOM. We'll move on to the next word. Earlier, we learned the word MITT. MITT means friends. MITT can also be used as a nice way to address a stranger. For example, in English, you can say, "Friend, you dropped something on the ground." In Khmer, that would be, "MITT, you dropped something on the ground." Does that make sense? MITT pat is only for people who are your close friends. You don't generally address a stranger as MITT pat. That is reserved for close friends. So can you say MITT pat? MITT pat. Okay, a brief summary. A stranger can be called MITT. Your best friend can be called MITT or MITT pat. Going forward, I will only use MITT pat, so you are familiar with MITT pat. Okay, let's get started making sentences with the word MITT pat. How about MITT pat KAGNYOM? Can you say MITT pat KAGNYOM? What does that mean? It means my friend. Okay, let's try another easy sentence. How about MITT pat lieng dai? Can you say MITT pat lieng dai? What does that mean? It means my friend is washing his or her hands. Let's do one more simple one. How about MITT pat plate? Can you say MITT pat plate? What does that mean? It means my friend forgot. Okay, let's wrap it up for MITT. If you need more practice, go to the old video and add the word MITT in front of it. Okay? Let's move on to the next word. Okay, let's try to make a sentence with the word CHOOL CHET. Do you see one? I see one. How about KAGNYOM CHOOL CHET lieng chan? Can you say KAGNYOM CHOOL CHET lieng chan? What does that mean? It means I like washing the dishes. Oh, how about this? MITT CHOOL CHET nhâm. Can you say MITT CHOOL CHET nhâm? What does that mean? It means my friend likes to eat. Ooh, I see a sentence. How about this? KAGNYOM CHOOL CHETខ្លួនឯង. Can you say KAGNYOM CHOOL CHETខ្លួនឯង? What does that mean? It means I like myself. Did you know you are wonderfully and perfectly made? It said so in the Bible, so you should love yourself. Okay, making sentences in Khmer is getting easy, right? Let's do a few more with CHOOL CHET. How about KAGNYOM CHOOL CHETទៅបន្ទប់? Can you say KAGNYOM CHOOL CHETទៅបន្ទប់? What does that mean? It means I like going to my room. Let's try to make a funny sentence. How about this? MITT KAGNYOM CHOOL CHET KAGNYOM lieng chan. Can you say MITT KAGNYOM CHOOL CHET KAGNYOM lieng chan? What does that mean? It means my friend likes me when I wash the dishes. Isn't that a funny sentence? I guess your friend would be upset if you eat and make a big mess and leave a lot of dishes in the sink. By the way, you can also say the same sentence like this. MITT CHOOL CHET KAGNYOM lieng chan. Instead of saying KAGNYOM twice, I said it only once. Because the word MITT already means my friend. So it's up to you if you want to say MITT or MITT KAGNYOM. Okay, that's it for CHOOL CHET. Do you remember ought? It means no or not. Let's try to make some simple sentences with this word. How about ought CHOOL CHET? Can you say ought CHOOL CHET? What does that mean? It means don't like or I don't like it. So you can say ought CHOOL CHET or KAGNYOM ought CHOOL CHET. It means the same thing. What other sentences can we make with the word ought? I see one. Do you see it? How about ought lieng chan? Can you say ought lieng chan? What does that mean? It means did not wash the dishes. Or I did not wash the dishes. Let's make another simple sentence with the word ought. How about ought nhâm? Can you say ought nhâm? What does that mean? It means did not eat or I did not eat. Okay, let's do one more sentence with the word ought. Let's make this one a little longer. How about MITT at Jong Lane? Can you say MITT at Jong Lane? What does that mean? It means my friend doesn't want to play. Okay, let's move on to the next word. Okay, do you remember BAAT and CHAAH? Both means yes. Because they mean the same thing, we'll learn BAAT and CHAAH at the same time. The only difference is BAAT is used by boys and CHAAH is used by girls. There are generally only 3 times you use the word yes. The first situation is when you're listening to a conversation and you want the speaker to know that you're listening. Instead of nodding, you'll verbally say yes. The second situation where you would say yes is when you're responding to a question. So for example, if you were asked the question, do you want to wash the dishes? As a boy, you can say BAAT, or as a girl, you can say CHAAH. Does that make sense? And finally, in the third situation is when you say yes in a state of confusion. When you do this, it just means you're unsure what the person wants and you want them to repeat it. Does that make sense? For example, someone said, Mama, blah. You couldn't understand what they said, so you would say, CHAAH or BAAT. By stating the word yes in a question format or question tone, you're letting people know that you're confused and need more clarification. Does that make sense? Generally, by stating yes in a question format, it's understood that you want something to be repeated. It could also be a situation where your parents called you and you don't know what it's for. You would say, CHAAH or BAAT. Does that make sense? It's the same thing you do in America. When someone calls you, you can say yes in a polite way versus saying, what? It just sounds rude. Okay, that's it for the explanation of using the word BAAT and CHAAH. So you'll have more practice when you listen to Baby Panda song. That's the easiest way to get exposed to the word BAAT and CHAAH. Okay, that's it for today. Bye-bye. Okay, now that I introduced you the word KAGNYOM and MITT, I want you to understand the context of Khmer languages, how it functions. Generally in Khmer language, referring to the self is always optional, but when you refer to others, it's not optional. We normally refer to strangers as family members in our culture. In Khmer culture, referring to a family member can be rather complicated, especially a stranger, because you have to take age into consideration and relative to yourself and to your parents or the messages that you want to send out. This is the main reason why I introduced MITT, a safe, polite way to refer to a stranger. The reason why I introduced MITT versus many other numerous terms that you can use is because a friend is the most endearing term closest to a family member. So referring to a waiter, a waitress, or a stranger that drops something on the road and say MITT, it's very safe and considered familial. Another thing to note is Khmer culture does not focus on the individual. That is why we seldom ever refer to ourselves in conversation. It is understood. Instead, it focuses on the community, and the community are seen as family members. I believe there's a similar saying in America where it says, it takes a community to raise a child. Well, that is true for Cambodian culture, but we don't see that community as strangers. We see everyone in the community as a family member. Now that you understand the context of referring to the self in the Khmer language, sometimes I will use the word KAGNYOM and other times I would not. I don't want to use the word KAGNYOM too frequently since we're focused on learning vocabulary and because KAGNYOM is optional in the Khmer language. But at the same time, I do want to give people the option of using KAGNYOM if they're more comfortable referring to the self in conversation, as most people do in American culture. So I hope that makes sense. If I find it necessary, I'll do an explanation video at the end of the video for vocabularies that needs further explanation. This way it would not interrupt the learning process for younger audiences. Okay, take care. Bye bye.